of Rivers State was in the news some days ago, and he has said all of this has caused some sort of embarrassment for the anti-graft agencies, that's the EFCC and the ICPC. At the end of the day, he was calling for, for them to be scrapped because there was no essence of having an EFCC or an ICPC when they would have gone all out 11 years to try to prosecute these people who have committed these crimes. And yet, after all their efforts, they are set free, go home and say no more.
Yes, so I can understand from where the governor of Rivers State is coming from. There is a sense of anger in the land on these pardons, especially for these political figures that have been convicted to the highest levels in our judicial process. But to say that the EFCC and ICPC and other anti-corruption agencies should be scrapped will amount to throwing away the baby with the bathwater. Granted that the officers in these agencies will feel discouraged, and rightly so, because you cannot spend so much energy, money, and your time to bring some criminals to the law and indeed get them jailed, only for you to watch them set free and walk away. Because these officers that are working in these anti-corruption agencies, they face a lot of hazards. Their lives are at stake because when you are fighting corruption, corruption fights you back. And imagine that they go through all those hazards, even at the risk of their lives, and they successfully prosecute and bring criminals to justice and get them jailed only for a wave of hand, and they have a presidential pardon. That is going to be very demotivating. But that is not to say that the work of these agencies should be thrown away and they be scrapped. No, they shouldn't be scrapped. The agencies are there, they are serving us, and they are serving Nigeria, and they are acting as a deterrent to people who would ordinarily be corrupt, because they know that the EFCC and ICPC will come after them, they are not corrupt. And the agencies are also showing evidence of successful prosecution of criminals and corrupt people. Therefore, they should be allowed to do their work. The only thing we need for them is we need to empower them, give them independence. Look, see what is happening in the UK, where I'm speaking to you from. The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom was issued a fixed notice penalty, that is convicted of a crime. That is what it means in a layman's language, for holding a party in Downing Street, which is the equivalent of our Aso Villa, during the COVID lockdown. So imagine EFCC approaching the presidential villa to question President Buhari, or question the chief of staff, or question anybody in government. So you can imagine the powers that security agencies are being given elsewhere. This is what we need for our security agencies. We need to empower them. We need to give them independence. The EFCC, for instance, shouldn't be an appendage of the Aso Villa. It shouldn't be an appendage of the presidency. The head of the EFCC shouldn't be an errand boy of the president. Because very often you hear in Nigeria where he says the president has ordered the Inspector General of Police to investigate this. The president has ordered this. The president shouldn't be ordering these people. These people should have independence as law enforcement agents to go and do their work, even if it means doing that work in the presidential villa. The same way the Metropolitan Police have done their work in Downing Street. So
okay,
until we empower them like this,
Nick Agule,
out of them.
Nick Agule, so we have just 1 minute, and in 1 minute, should we be blaming the president? Because from the antecedent, we have seen several presidents taking this decision, and some people would say corrupt, but it's been going on. Or should we look at the Constitution that gives so much powers to the president to take such decisions? We're talking about discretion, but what defines discretion at the end of the day?
Yes, we have to blame the president because he didn't act with discretion. He insulted.
But discretion is not defined in the Constitution.
Yes, it is not defined, but the president, by his action, has insulted the sensibilities of Nigerians because he campaigned and obtained our votes on the premise that he was going to fight corruption. And you cannot be fighting corruption when you are setting corrupt people free. If the president, for instance, had set free people who committed some other offense, or they have served in office for so long, or like in the case of Obasanjo that you mentioned, he was convicted of a coup, and then you set him free and all of that. That is different.
Alamesia is a key issue of corruption. Typical.
Yes, the president shouldn't be releasing people who have been convicted of corruption. Because if he does that, then his pledge to Nigeria.
We have to let you go now, Nick Agule. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We wish we can continue this conversation, but we are out of time. We look forward to having more of you sharing your thoughts on The Breakfast.
Thank you very much and have a nice day.